Been getting a lot of questions on how did I set up this circuit board diagram on my wall. And the whole idea behind it is why hide the wires? Be creative with it. So here's what I did. Now, due to the fact I don't have this, video editing software, I'm just going to do this on my computer and show you the pictures of the process. Alright, first of all, it started off on Pinterest. I saw this idea on Pinterest and I was like, that looks pretty cool. So I'm like, let me take that idea and make it my own. And that's pretty much what I did here. So when I started off, it was just, I said, I just started off with a blank wall. Next photo. Then I had the placement of the consoles. A lot of people ask me, how do you get the consoles on the wall like that? Well, there's two options. One option is the floating grip, which they have a page on Instagram. They're pretty great products, but the time I was doing this, they weren't around, or I would have used them. So that's one option. And the second option is, other option is what I use, and that's pretty much a board. And painted it black. And I got one L-shaped bracket, heavy duty under it. And I also got it anchored into the wall, so it's not going to fall over. And a lot of people say, well, what if it falls over? It won't, because the wires keep it from doing so. And then these wires are super glued to the wall, so they're not going to fall over. A lot of people say, well, what if there's an earthquake? Well, I'm afraid if there's an earthquake, everything's coming off the wall no matter how good it's on there. Even the TV that's mounted in with the studs is coming off. So that's how I got the consoles up there. They look like they're floating, but they're just really sitting on a board. And so I got those placed first. The next step was I had to hook up all the consoles. Once I hooked up all the consoles, that's when I could really know how I could design the actual diagram. Because my wires, they had to be a certain length. So it all had to be drawn out first. And as you can see on here, I drew everything out first to make sure everything fit. Next, make sure everything was level. Everything has to be perfect. You don't want this looking sloppy. Then I used Gorilla Tape to actually tape the wires to the wall to see how everything would look. Now, originally, as you saw in the first picture, he had his wires on the wall just like this. And I was like, okay, I thought I could do the same. But I don't know what he used to keep his wires on the wall, because I used Gorilla Tape. And I'm thinking, oh, this is some really sticky stuff that'll stay on there. But it didn't, because the walls, well, not the walls, but it gets so hot in here that the tape started coming off the walls because the heat would loosen the adhesive. So that really wasn't an option. I had to redo it. And I'm thinking, okay, what can I do to make it look perfect? Here's what I used. These are just TV cord covers that I painted black. Got them off eBay. Now, this was an expensive solution, but it made it look good, as you can see. So sometimes it's worth to pay the money to do that. Because any other way, I think it would have just looked tacky. So anyway, this is how I got the wires so straight and everything. I used wire covers and I painted them black. As you can see, I point out right there. Another thing that I want to point out is trial and error with the PlayStation VR. Of course, I tried to make the diagram look a certain way, and basically what happened was is that my HDMI cable to the PlayStation VR was too long, and if the cord is too long, you start to lose signal because evidently that little box right there doesn't, put out any power. So I had to rearrange everything and redo it to get my PlayStation VR to work and pretty much use a shorter cord. So those are things you got to be wary of. Is when you're hooking up everything, you actually have to test it out to see if it actually works, to see if you hooked it up right. And then that was it. So now you see how I did the circuit board diagram. And I took it a step further. Just that you take the idea, you make it your own. So what I did was I added neon lights to it. Alexa, turn on circuit board lights. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just a neat effect. Didn't have to be done, but I love that I did it. And that I got it voice activated. That really took some time. Just say, I had to literally go over my whole diagram with this. And I actually used tape, I don't know if you can see it, to hold the neon lights on. I use clear tape so no one can see it really. Also, I wanted to tell you that when I did these at a 45 degree angle right here, it left a gap. To fill in those gaps, which it took me a while to figure out what to use, but I used plumber's putty. And I stuck it in there, molded it, and painted over it black. So there's another little tip for you if you want to do this wall as well. Also, all the lights go into this USB board right here. And they're controlled by that, it's called an Eco Switch. It's Wi-Fi enabled to hook up to your Echo Dot and stuff. Alexa, turn off circuit board light.
Okay.
Just adds a cool effect to it. Then I went a step further and I added another thing. So, check this out. Whenever I'm playing a video game, change my screen, go to my game console screen, and turn off the lights so you can see. Now, when I turn on my console, I have LED lights behind it as well. You're going to see them come on here in a second. There we go. Then I took it another step further, and I've got LED lights behind the TV as well. But they're not just any LED lights. They're like the Philips ambi lights. So they pretty much react to whatever's on the screen. Just like the Philips Ambilight TV, and what's powering that is it's called a Dream Screen. I say, look, yeah, I mean it's great for gaming. Love it. Turn that off. And actually, let me turn the lights back on right quick so that I can show you. Well, there are the lights behind there, in case you wanted to see. But this is the Dream Screen right here. So that's how I got all my consoles going from a switch. The switch, it automatically switches When I turn on the console, then it goes directly into here, and then that goes to the TV. So that's how that works. And let me see. Well, I think that's pretty much all on the tutorial on how to do this circuit board diagram. You know, it's a great piece of work. I'm actually pretty proud of it. It's gained national attention. You know, my photo of it has went viral several times over. It's even got to the point to where WWE superstar Xavier or Austin Creed noticed it and it's like, wow, I want to do my setup like that. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. He loved it so much that he sent Tyler Breeze out here one day, which is actually just recently, about a week ago, to interview me on my whole game room setup. And it wasn't just, he didn't just, you know, interview me on the game room, but it was the movie room and everything that I've set up myself. And as I said, I want to tell people that the reason they came out here was because I have passion for this. You know, when you have passion for something, don't just half do it. Go all the way. And you know, you look at this and yes, it was hard, but nothing worth having is going to come easy. And you're thinking, well, it was expensive. No. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was expensive, but not as expensive as it could have been, because what I did was I saved up for it. I had an idea, I saved up, and I got it done. It took time. Great things come to those who wait. So patience is the key. All this didn't just happen overnight or over even a month's time. I've been working on this game room now for a year and a half, and I finally got it to where I really want it now. So just remember, time. And then also I'll let you all know that when I'm going to appear on Up, Up, Down, Down, when they do my interview, they said it could be sometime in February. So look forward to that. Anyway, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Instagram at Nintendo_Master1. And it's the same name on my Facebook, Nintendo_Master1. If you have any questions, and I'll hook you up. Because I want to help you out. I want to see you have an awesome game room, because you can do it. Have a great day, y'all.